before anything, it was just AK, Anurag Kashyap. That's it, and it was end of story. No more questions I would want to ask. No more questions I have in my mind. So yeah, it started with that. I took a picture. He was very sweet enough, very humble, and then he caught me from the shoulder, and that's exactly how the picture is also. And he turned me around. He said, "You see all these people? They become your fans."
The film went to Cannes. What was that experience like? What was that entire day like for you?
There are a lot of layers to it. I was going through a phase where I was not working so much, affording that ticket, and by the time we could book my tickets and all of that, fares were like skyrocketing. So the car reached, and I looked at him and I was like, "Shit, that's the red carpet where people stand and have pictures." And then how the press reacts, and then we went inside. We had a 7-minute standing ovation for it.
Yeah, I saw that.
That makes you realize that this man that you worked with, he's a filmmaker who's recognized so widely in the world.
Hi, Aamir. Welcome to Ketchup Talks.
Hi, thank you so much, Aishwarya.
How does it feel that Kennedy is finally coming out and, everyone in India can finally watch it after such a long wait?
Does that say it all?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, finally it's out. Very excited. There's a lot of nervous energy along with it. And this is something I've been waiting for a very long time. I mean, in fact, all of us have been, the entire cast and crew has been waiting for it. So finally we'll be out, and we're looking forward and expecting and hoping that the audience really appreciates it and they feel that, okay, it was worth the wait for those 3 years for this to come out.
So before we get into how you got into Kennedy and all of that, I wanted to ask you, was becoming an actor always a dream for you? How did it all start in the first place?
It's been, I think, 27, 28 years that I've been acting.
Right.
And now over a period of years, I've realized that it was always there. I couldn't understand it. So, at times our parents probably see that strain in you, and they tell you that, you should do this, you should enroll yourself in this kind of a course and so on and so forth. Which I've realized now in these years that, probably it was always there. So I remember as a kid, when I was in school, sorry, please don't judge me for that. But then when we had certain teachers who were very well dressed and very they looked really nice. So aesthetically, it was a great sight to have them as your teachers, and of course they were brilliant professors and teachers. So when I used to see them, I used to have thoughts in my mind, as in okay, probably this teacher and me could have, in a very nice way, please again don't judge me for that, but so I used to see it like that, and I was I had those visuals that this teacher is there, and I like her and I'm fond of her, and there's like a crush. I'm talking like 9th 10th grade onwards. Which now I realize that so probably those films and those visuals were already there in my head. My upbringing has been from Bandra, Pali Hill.
Okay.
So the place where I stayed was very close to Perrett High School. So regularly seeing people like Sanjeev Kumar, Dilip Kumar Saab, Sanjay Dutt used to come to the same pawn shop and pick up his cigarettes. So it was a very common sight to see all of them. Pran Saab staying down the line. Plenty of them. So it was also that bit probably somewhere which... it was never the glamour, but it was like, I like what they do, and probably I would want to do that. Which once when I graduated and I was really lost as to what to do, and my dad was like, okay, take 6 months off and then decide what you want to do. That's when my mom told him that, listen, I think he wants to be an actor, so let him try doing that. And then it followed and all fell in place.
So you gave auditions, there were no connections to the industry whatsoever?
No, nothing. In fact, my story is pretty similar to a lot of actors. I went along with a friend. He had a fantastic portfolio done by this photographer called Jeetu Savlani. And I was with Sajid, and we were at Nimbus. And Nimbus was doing the show for DD.
Okay.
And it was a Sudhir Mishra concept, an idea, and he was going to direct the initial episodes. There was this first AD who saw me and said, would you want to audition? I said, yeah, I want to be an actor, but I have not been called. It's a friend of mine who's been called for it. So he's like, yeah, that's fine. Just, these are the lines, do it. And that fell into my lap. And that was my first project that I did. So yeah, that's how it's been.
So now from television, now you've done Kennedy. What attracted you to play an antagonist? And what was your first reaction where you read your character Salem on script?
before anything, it was just AK,
Yeah.
Anurag Kashyap. That's it, and
Yeah.
it was end of story. No more questions I would want to ask. No more questions I have in my mind. So yeah, it started with that, and then of course I got to know it's an antagonist. Uh, it's a Dawn. It's an underworld kind of a character and that kind of stuff. And when I heard about it, I was like, yeah, this is something interesting, something I would be able to do. I would not disappoint and would make me happy at the end of the day.
So while preparing for the role, was there any inspiration you took from villains that you've loved watching on screen?
Uh, Inspirations I took from a lot of people in from real life, where I thought that yeah, probably it could be this one or it could be that one, or probably this character might have this strain
Correct.
of a particular strain of a certain person who's actually living, and from there on I picked up stuff. So that was how it went for me.
But Kennedy is like a film that has moral ambiguity, there's blurred ethics, there's corruption. So when you read the character of Salim, was he always a villain to you, or was there another psychology to it? Like you saw him more as a human being, you tried to get into his psyche as well.
No, I never thought about it like that. But later, when I was shooting for the film, there was a scene which I came across, and I realized that yeah, there is a great human element which is there in him, and it's I think in there in every person that never dies.
Right.
It's just that you end up doing weird and odd jobs in your life, and they are considered wrong
Yeah.
by the norms. So that's when I realized that yeah, this element which I had never thought about. So for me, it was always antagonist will be a good part to do, and if you ask most of the actors, they would say playing an antagonist it's more interesting and it's more fun to do than a positive character.
So, like you mentioned, your Bollywood debut is with Anurag Kashyap.
Yeah.
How was it working with him? What was the experience like? Like, what does it feel like? Your first film in Bollywood is with a director like that.
Lots to it, lot of layers to it. So I was put on to him by a common friend who bounced my name to him and said that there's an actor I know, and whenever you're testing or you're making a film, I would really appreciate if you can test him. And this was we were getting out of the second COVID state. So he said, yeah, I'm not doing anything right now, but send across his profile and I'll have a look and all of that. And we did that, and we were like, okay, it happens with everyone. So we're like, kisko yaad rehta hai, That man got back after 7 months.
Wow.
His casting team had a message for me that we are testing for an Anurag Kashyap film. We would want you to come and test for a character which is so and so, sending you the script. And I was like, wow. I tested. My test was horrible. I felt that.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, I goofed up. And I came out of the audition room and my shoulders were like, I was like that. And I was like, damn, what have I done? 24 years it's taken you to get an opportunity like that. Somebody is being sweet enough to, call you and test you. And this is how you blow it up. I was really upset. And I kept sulking for that entire 8-10 days till the time I got a casting message again. And they said, you've been finalized. Please share your team details for the production to take it further. And ever since then, I've been dancing. So yeah, and then the first day of set when I went, I kept asking sir that, what do you want me to do? How do you want me to prep? So he said, kuch nahi, tum aa jao and we'll figure it out over there. And first day when I shot with him also, very basic instructions. So it's the climax scene which we shot first. So he said, you're coming in there, Salim वहाँ से आता है और ऐसा है, यहाँ Kennedy बैठा हुआ है, Kennedy के साथ उसका interaction है, and this is your dialogue bit, and so let's block it. We blocked it, and whatever he saw, he said, give me 10 minutes. So Sylvester Fonseca, who's the DOP, he said, because the ambience was very dark. He's like, no, I want to see more of this character.
Yeah.
So they lit it up a little more, and we went for take. And after the take got over, a lot of things happened. I got actually hurt in the take, and when it cut, he came out, and this is what he did. And
that's all you need.
Yeah, and I literally had, it was a very emotional moment.
Yeah.
I was I wanted to cry, like hug him and cry,
Yeah.
but I was like, okay, hold on, behave yourself. And I was just, and he's telling me, and he's like, you turn the scene around. I mean, wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
And then, so I was like, okay, theek hai, appreciation aa raha hai, all of this. And then he got talking to me. And one of his first questions to me was, acting abhi abhi shuru ki hai kya? I said, no, sir, it's been 24 years. She's like, seriously? I mean, how come I never saw an audition of yours, or I never came across you as an actor? I mean, that's surprising. And the next thing he said, this friend of mine who had asked him to meet,
Yeah.
meet
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
he said, what a find. And I will always, remember this, that
Yeah.
Karishma put a real good find in front of me.
Yeah.
So things like that.
Yeah.
And then from there on, for any artist, once you're appreciated for
Yeah.
your work,
Yeah.
then you begin to fly. You get wings and you're on a different flight altogether.
That's such a sweet compliment to come from him.
Yeah. And even when I packed up, so I was even when I packed up, so they do a rap. They applause. The entire crew does that for you. So I told him, sir, I need a picture with you. I never take pictures like that because I get a little embarrassed. But I was like, this man, I need it with this man. So I took a picture. He was very sweet enough, very humble. And then he caught me from the shoulder. And that's exactly how the picture is also.
Yeah.
And he turned me around. He said, you see all these people? They've become your fans.
Wow.
And it's like, 2 days after that, the costume designer of the stylist for the show, he put me a message. He said, you've done a fabulous job. I'll only tell you one thing. When your first shot got over and the first scene we were canning that, AK was dancing in the setup room.
Oh.
And he was like, what the fuck is he doing? What, who is this guy?
Wow.
He's like, so I think that should say a lot about,
Yeah.
About what you've done and how you've come across.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So when he narrated the role also to you, like when y'all started shooting, did Salim was like exactly how it was in the script, or like y'all improvised also as y'all were going on while shooting?
Yeah, improvise in the sense, me as a person and as an artist, I told myself that I have to make Salim really present. Means when Salim is there, you have to miss him when he's not there. You've got to make it like that.
Yeah.
And even the way Sir has fed in the character during the entire film, you suddenly don't realize, and after 3-4 lines happening, you realize, fuck, that's Salim.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Salim.
Yeah.
So that's how he so beautifully, like, it hits you after a few seconds. So that was my thing, that no, you have to put a lot of life in him, where his presence, his persona, because Kennedy, who's the protagonist, when he's got so much of beef against him, this guy really has to be worth it.
Yeah.
And that was my process of preparing for it.
So how was it like working with the rest of the cast, like Rahul Bhatt, Sunny Leone? Like, what was your experience with them? What was your camaraderie with them? Did you all like rehearse together and add to each other's scenes?
Yeah. So Rahul, I always knew that he was the Hina boy.
Yeah.
And of the Hina fame.
Yeah.
And he's a very good actor, and he's a very nice human being also. So I remember, one comfort level I had, that he's also an actor who's come from the same television industry. So, you feel that he's not some very big star or, a very big name where you could get intimidated. So I was like, okay, that's one good thing about it. We rehearsed, we did our bit and everything. And then in the take, he did something which was hurting. He was supposed to hurt me. And it was so painful that I did not say a word. Because I wanted to feel that emotion, and I wanted to get out whatever I was actually feeling, what was happening at that point of time.
Correct.
So yeah, fun shooting with him. And I ended up having, I do have a common friend who's also a director and who's a very dear friend of Rahul. And so we met later on at a get together, and he was telling me, "Acha, tu Kennedy mein hai, ye wo aisa waisa." So Rahul came from behind and he's like, "Arey teko pata hai, main teko bol raha tha, usne ek actor aaya, usne meri baja ke chale gaya. This is that guy."
Wow.
So, and I'd worked with that actor, with the director before on television. So he was like, "हाँ, इसको तो मैं बहुत अच्छे से जानता हूँ, मैंने इसको direct किया है, I know his body of work." So these have been all the accolades that I've got, and be like,
Yeah.
you felt that, okay, and these are people who don't need to actually just appreciate you. They don't need to do that. So
Yeah.
when you see it coming from them, you know how authentic it is, how genuine it is. So yeah, that was the atmosphere. That's how we were shooting, and it was fun. And see, what happens is when you end up doing something good, if you're on a film set,
Yeah.
the entire ambience of that place changes.
Correct.
You can feel it as an artist, how people start talking to you, how they start if you've done a fine job as an artist, you can feel that respect.
Yeah.
Everybody is so warm. They are anyways also, but the moment you show them what your form of art is and what you can probably do, it changes. And I've experienced that a lot.
Yeah.
Even on a television set, even on a film set. So and that's like my barometer where I tell myself that, okay, what you're doing is fine. You're
So
on the
you're
right.
saying like everyone on set knew that y'all are making something good, and y'all are all passionate about what y'all are doing together. So that mutual respect is there for each other, right?
That mutual respect is always there. But moment they say that you create magic.
Yeah.
When that magic happens,
Yeah.
that entire thing changes for you.
Correct.
And people it's not that they disregard or disrespect you before that.
Yeah,
It's
of
there.
course.
But there's a different warmth, and there's a different camaraderie that comes in, that ये अपना वाला बंदा है. He's like, this guy, we can bank on him.
Yeah.
So it's that.
Yeah. So the film went to Cannes.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
Crazy.
What was that entire day like for you?
It was. There are a lot of layers to it. I was going through a phase where I was not working so much. So affording that ticket, and by the time we could book my tickets and all of that, fares were like skyrocketing. So I paid a bomb for it. Then visas, I was skeptical with that. But then of course the production was very helpful to get all of that. So the journey started from there, where you are going for this, but you actually can't afford it. You're telling yourself that, no, this is an extra expense I would want to do because this is a great event to be at. So that was there. And then when we reached Cannes, and the entire vibe, you see the people, and you've always heard Cannes Film Festival, Film Festival.
Yeah.
And then one day you're just standing there, and that evening your film is premiering over there. So in fact, I had made videos where the entire, from how we collected at the hotel, we had a photo session done.
Yeah.
Anurag just chatted with us generally, just to ease out everyone. Then there was an entourage of 9 cars where actors are sitting. So if you go on Instagram and see that reel of mine, you can see it. And then you reach there, and then how you actually, for the first time, when you look, so the car reached, and I looked up and I was like, shit, that's the red carpet where people stand and have pictures.
Yeah.
And then how the press reacts, and then we went inside, we had a 7-minute standing ovation for it.
Yeah, I saw that.
That makes you realize that this man that you've worked with, he's a filmmaker who is recognized so widely in the world. And I could probably see just 5 Indians apart from the
Your
crew
cast,
on what we were.
Correct.
Asians, Americans, Europeans, French filmmakers. And that is what I was observing. I said, these people are clapping for him, man. I mean, these people are standing up and giving him a standing ovation. This man has... We all know, we know a lot. But when you go out and you see a different aspect of it, you're like, wow, this is like, I mean, whatever wow, commendable, whatever words I use, they're all short of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was an appreciation that we got there.
Yeah.
Great to be part of that. It's a very different vibe. It's a very different feeling, and it's surreal. It passed off so quick. When we got back to the hotel, and I was like, shit, ye ho bhi gaya. I mean, when did the day start? This ended.
Yeah.
So you start living it actually after that. When you start thinking what happened, what are the events that followed, so on. So, and I remember Sir started crying when we walked out of the film because he was so overwhelmed. And Sudhir Bhai was also there for it. Mr. Motwani was there. They're very close friends.
Yeah.
So when he saw all of that, that your people who love you so much, your people you look up to, your friends, and they are all part of a celebration like this. So
Yeah.
even being there to experience that was another thing.
Yeah. How, like, what were some things that people said about the film, if you remember, on that day? Like you were saying, like, there are foreigners over there. Like, how did they react to an Indian film like that?
See, we did not play a dubbed version. We played the Hindi version, so we've
Yeah.
got subtitles going down there. But like I said, the film has a silence to it.
Hmm.
You'll feel it, and you can. When I saw it, I could feel it from the first frame itself. That was very strongly felt by that audience, and cinema without saying dialogues or people understanding what the characters are talking, by just the visual understanding that this is happening, and the tempo of the entire theater going to a different level. Like when you're watching a comedy,
Correct.
everybody's cracking up. There's a different energy in the
Yeah.
entire hall.
Yeah.
But when you're watching a very dark film, and it somewhere makes you feel, oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Hmm.
So I could feel that.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean,
Amazing.
that was the response.
So, from television, now you've done a movie that's gone to Cannes. Like, it's been quite a journey. So, out of all your characters, like, what would you say? Which is the character that resonated with you the most out of everything that you've done in your career, and one that's like most unlike you?
Including television, you're saying?
Yes.
I did a series on Sony Live called Aladdin.
Yeah.
And the fantasy. And I played Zafar, the
Correct.
negative.
Yeah.
I think that is something that is very close to my heart. Because the craziness and the phase of life that I was going through at that point of time, all that craziness or those things that were going in me, I was transforming them into the character, into
Yeah.
scenes,
Yeah.
which hopefully happened very well and came out really well. But then, because personally I was in a phase, and what it transformed into as an actor for the scenes is what has stayed with me and is very special, because
Right.
I would not want to be in that kind of a phase again, but I
Yeah.
would love to do a character like that again. So
Yeah.
that is one which is really very close to my heart.
So, which one is like most unlike you? Would you say this one is the most unlike you?
No.
So-
No, not this one. There were few shows which were a shorter stint, and I always used to feel that this is probably, I don't have this strain in me, or this is not me, or probably I've never experienced anything like that. A couple of them, but can't like place a finger on one and say that this one.
Yeah. So now, during the process of shooting Kennedy, what's like a life lesson you'll take with you to your other projects as well?
Have faith. Things do happen, and act surprised when they happen.
True.
Yeah, but Kennedy is an experience, I would say. Even this wait for the film to happen, to launch and release, that's also a very big event.
Correct.
Which has taught me a lot as a person. 3 years waiting for a project of yours to come out, because for any actor who's graduating to cinema and films, you're always keen that your work comes out ASAP so that people see it and they call you for more work.
Correct.
So for me, that 3 years has been a great learning experience, apart from what I did during the film and all of that.
You shot for television and you shot for film. So how are both of those experiences different for you?
Not much of a difference, I would say, especially when you're on set. Yeah, but pre-production wise and everything, there's a lot of time that you get for a film. And just because, so that now when you get time, you're able to do much more detailing on everything. So I think that is one huge difference. But I remember we were shooting a scene for Kennedy, and sir wanted a certain shot, and the day was breaking out. So he didn't want the sun to come up, but he wanted that feel where it's like about to. So how the entire unit was in a rush. And I remember like, Aamir, acha, 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 acha. So that was like, this is so TV.
Yeah.
this rush, I mean, I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That when you're on television also, there are times where, the lights going, or it's backup time and an actor wants to leave and he's irritated or fed up. So everybody's rushing in. Or we are at a location where the sun's going down. So I've experienced that in TV a lot, many a times. And the same experience was here. So it made me feel actually, yeah, there's no difference. The way they call for the shots is
Yeah.
different. Like it's television is rolling action. Here it's roll sound, roll camera. So I remember, I think my second or first shot, roll camera, and I started saying my line.
Okay.
I was like, wait. So
Yeah.
so yeah, that is one
Yeah.
difference. I think that's about it. That's what I have experienced.
But in television, wouldn't you have to like churn out the episodes a lot more faster?
Yeah. So television is like one story is told to 50 different people. That's
Yeah.
how the length of an episode happens. So if you've spoken that to your wife, then you'll speak that to your mother. You'll speak that to your brother. You'll tell your kids. You're telling them the same thing. But
Correct.
so that's how. But that is the format, and that's how that content is created.
Yeah.
Television is very precise. Even without saying words, you say a lot, So it's just the visual that speaks for itself.
Correct.
That's the difference.
So now that Kennedy is releasing on Friday, what would you want the audiences to take from the film, and what do you want them to feel while they're watching Kennedy?
What I want them to feel is that understand that this is also a type of cinema, and we have a great filmmaker amongst ourselves who makes that kind of stuff.
Right.
We should be more forthcoming to accept these kind of films and this kind of flavor and genre. And it's not about making a statement, but it's how you feel about it. How you feel about a certain thing, and you're expressing it. That should not go away. The audience should understand that it's an art form. When an artist is making a sketch, you're not going to ask him that why did the brush stroke go like that. There was something that went in him that he made that. So I would want the audience to accept it like that. It's a great effort by all of us. Take back, I would say, for the audience would be take this back, that we are able to make and accept the film, so that new filmmakers, even other filmmakers, are they feel motivated that this kind of stuff is being understood and this kind of stuff is being accepted. So I would say that would be the take back for the audience.
So now that you've done your first Bollywood film, like can we see you be a part of more?
Definitely. Who wouldn't want to?
Yeah.
So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm just waiting that the right kind of projects come across. Family, friends, well-wishers have always said that, you wait, let Kennedy come, you'll get work,
100%.
चीजें होंगी तुम्हारे लिए. But it's like I said, now it's 27 years. It's like first Bollywood feature as an antagonist. So sometimes it just gets you thinking, when is it going to happen? Will it happen or no? You don't lose that faith. You still have that faith alive in you, but you're waiting. So I'm just hoping that, it does open some good doors and some really wide and doors which stay open for a very long time work-wise and keep...
Probably even see you as a protagonist, or try in like other genres probably.
I hope so.
Is there any genre in particular you want to try out?
I'm more inclined to doing things which are interpersonal related. Those kind of films always appeal to me. Relationships. And relationships could be father-son, father-daughter, that kind of stuff. That is something that always has stayed with me anytime I watched a film like that. So that kind of work. Even your Pushpa kind of stuff, which is so crazy, and which is it's a different canvas. So that something like that. I kind of cinema that I see down south, especially Malayalam cinema, I just feel that, wow, I so wish I knew the language and I could have gone there and done some work there.
But who knows? Never say never.
Never say never. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Never say never.
So thank you so much for
Thank you.
talking to us
Thank you.
about Kennedy, and I'm excited to watch the film this
Yeah.
Friday. And my dad loves Anurag Kashyap's movie, so I've already told him like this is the plan we're
Yeah.
doing this
Wow,
weekend.
wow,
So yeah,
wow.
we're really looking forward to it.
Great, great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
for
you so
having me.
much.